This is how to submit the program code. The first step is compress the project folder of the Visual Studio Code. When you compress, be sure to use a native Windows or native Mac compress utility. I will show that actually from lesson 1 pointer project. So this is lesson 1 pointers project, which I have done everything, and then locate the project folder from File Explorer outside this Visual Studio Code. So let me close the project folder, and then let me close even Visual Studio Code. Then through File Explorer utility in Mac or Windows, locate the project folder. That is a pointers folder. So first step is to compress that. So I'm using Mac, so to right click and then choose compress pointers. Click that. That then compresses. Then compressed file size result is 11 megabytes. That's actually huge. I have created only several small size C++ program, but compressed one is 11 megabytes, meaning that the actual file is over 100 megabytes. The reason is the Visual Studio Code has created some cache information for the syntax check and so on. So this is not the one I want you to submit. So instruction says prior to compressing, delete the IPCH subfolder inside the .vs code folder. So let me relaunch the Visual Studio Code and open pointers project again. Then you will find that there is a .vs code subfolder created. That's where the Visual Studio Code saves some configuration and others. As I unfold the vs.code, there is an IPCH folder. There some cache information some are created, and this includes a huge file that are utilized for on-the-fly syntax checker and so on. So at least delete IPCH subfolder before you submit. So delete it. And also I want to delete a.out. Those are executable code with a symbol and so on. So delete those executable code. So keep only the source code. From lesson 2, you are going to have a multi-file project. For each CPP, you will have a .o compiled code generated. So just to clean up everything, those are result of a compilation. So including IPCH subfolder. So if you delete those ones, and let me close the folder. And then if I go back to File Explorer and then the pointers, if I compress it again, the file size is only 3 kilobytes. That's the one I want to submit. But before you submit, here is a submission file name requirements. Is that for each lesson 1, 2, and 3, and then use your first name and last name initial. So change the zip file such that, so let me rename it. So rename should be lesson uppercase L1 and my first name, your last name, my last name initial. That's the naming convention, naming requirement for submission. So that is strictly required. If you don't keep the submission file name like this, you will have some penalty on that. So using Mac, you should use if I do right click, you should choose a compress and the folder name. That's a native compress utility. And on Windows, let me open Windows. On Windows, this is a pointers folder. So you do same thing like a right click and then choose send to and then choose compressed. That's how to use a native compress utility. If your Windows do not show up send it to and then compress it to, you may have a third-party compress tool installed, and then it overrides this menu. So I want to uninstall any third-party compress utilities. Use a native compress tool only. So as I click and choose, I will get something.zip created. Then rename this one lesson 1 hong.s.zip, and that's the file you need to submit. So that's a submission instruction, and then how you submit is go to the assignment page and then submit it there. So let me open the D12. This is our course homepage, and the first assignment for submission is a lesson 1. As you go to the lesson 1, these are the instruction videos, so you will create a program code exactly what is shown here, reproduce it after understanding them, and then submit it. Submit the program code, and then there is a assignment page link. This used to be called the Dropbox on D12, but it's changed. The Dropbox has been changed to assignments. So this is a link for assignment page. So click the link, and then you will be forwarded to the submission page. Lesson 1, submit assignment. So if you have used this one, you know the procedures, but if you have never used it, be sure to upload the first. So add a file from computer and upload, and the program I have created is in this place. So lesson 1 hong.s.zip, open and add. Then the file is uploaded. You haven't submitted yet. You need to press the submit button to complete the submission. As you do so, you will get confirmation email as well. So I will explain in the next video, but in the comments box, you need to give some other information. Let me show you that part. So here is a video demo requirements. So in video demo requirements is that as you do the creative work part, so you need to create the video to explain what you have done. So from the Visual Studio Code, source code, explain what you have added. So explain in the source code what you have added as a creative work requirements, and then no credit will be given if your explanation or understanding in the video is incorrect. After explain that, run the program to show the creative work and the like. So that's for the only for the creative work part, you need to explain your code and create the video for that. So video must be created directly capturing the screen using the screen recording software. So use of some other video camera to capture the computer screen is not acceptable. For Windows users, you can use a free web-based screen recording software, Screencast-O-Matic. Here is the link for that. Mac users, Mac comes with a QuickTime Player, so that you can use a QuickTime Player to record the screen. So and then upload your video on the YouTube. When you upload the video, you will find that the video is in unlisted mode by default, but don't change it using either unlisted or public, but never change it to private. If you set to private, no one else can access, only you can have access to that. So make sure that it's not private, either unlisted or public is there. The meaning of unlisted is when you do search from YouTube, your video will not be a subject of the search. Public means it could be a search result, but unlisted, only the one who knows the URL of the video can watch that. So unlisted is in between private and public. So as you create the video, upload at YouTube, and then put the YouTube link in the comments box of the assignment. So here, as you upload your program, now type here copy and paste the YouTube video link here. So that is something you need to remember. And this link is not available to other students in the class. Only I can watch that. So when you explain the source code on the video, no one else can watch it. Only I can watch that, so that no one else can copy your code. It's protected there. So don't put your video in public. So unlisted is the best way, so that no one else can watch your video. Only I can watch that. And then press the submit button. Then the page says a file submission successful, and then it says email status confirmation is email sent successfully. So you can check the email that confirms that you have successfully submitted it, and then press done. All done. One of the common mistake is that you upload it and not submit it. So make sure that you get email confirmation as you submit it. So on the D12 you can find that here is a submission receipt comes there. So that is the video explanation or demo requirements.